Before the first flare, Great Bear was home to quite a few people who, let's say, enjoyed being prepared. And fortunately, as the last soul alive on this island, your survivor has taken a liking to that notion as well. Though long dead, I've managed to contact one of these preppers so that they can guide us, and ensure that their hard work doesn't go to waste.
Aye, matey, it be me, Snowbeard. Do ye want treasure? Well, me and some of me mateys be having just what ye need. Follow this here guide and you'll become the greatest treasure hunter Great Bear has ever seen.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about prepper caches, and by the end of this video, you will know all of the most up-to-date information about prepper cache logistics, types, and locations. So, let's just dive right into it. Before we get into all the fun things like loot and locations, we gotta cover some of the more boring things, like, dare I say it? Numbers. First of all, this video is specifically for prepper caches, which can be confused for the Signal Void bunkers from the Tales from the Far Territory expansion, and Prepper's Abandoned Cache, or, as some call it, Joplin's Bunker. These other bunkers are completely detached from the prepper cache system, so nothing in this video will apply to them. Just to give you a quick overview of how they work, the Signal Void bunkers have unique designs and layouts, and are found as part of the Signal Void tail in the DLC. You might be able to find their little snow mounds, but you won't be able to actually enter any of these bunkers until you've gotten to that point in the tail. Joplin's bunker spawns in Pleasant Valley right below the rope climb that leads to the Timberwolf mountain transition. This bunker will always be abandoned and have scarce loot. It also has a unique layout from all the regular prepper caches. Okay, with that out of the way, let's go to our main topic. Years ago, there were a couple regions with several potential bunker spawns, and it was entirely random where or if you would be lucky enough to get one to spawn in your save. The modern day system is a lot better. Now there are 9 regions of the island that will have a set prepper bunker location that will always spawn, and, lucky for you, I have managed to swipe a map to each location from Old Snowbeard. These regions are Forlorn Muskeg, Mountain Town, Hushed River Valley, Mystery Lake, Bleak Inlet, Pleasant Valley, Timberwolf Mountain, Blackrock, and Ash Canyon. Be careful though, because 6 of these maps are actually dummy maps. Of the 9 prepper bunkers, only 3 will actually be stocked, and the rest will be completely abandoned. The game will randomly determine which ones are stocked, so you'll have to keep checking them until you find the lucky 3 locations that are overflowing with loot. The 3 stocked bunkers each have a unique design and layout with different themes to them, but we'll discuss that more in a second. The final thing to mention here is that, on Interloper and Misery, prepper caches and the 3 unique variants will still spawn, but those 3 bunkers will have loot equivalents to the other abandoned caches and a special abandoned version of their layout. So you won't get that glorious influx of resources on Interloper and Misery. This doesn't apply to custom games though, which appear to always have stocked bunkers turned on even if you set it to Interloper settings. Before we get our packs on and start marching towards that X, we need to know what we're getting ourselves into. What kind of goodies await for us in these bunkers? There are 4 types of prepper bunkers that you'll find, each with their own theme, loot, and layout. Also, as a quick little comment, the vents in these bunkers can actually be opened, so make sure to check those when looting. You never know what extra treasures may be hidden in there. First, let's get the abandoned caches out of the way. These bunkers are vacant and have little if anything inside. If you're lucky, you may find some cloth or other little stray crafting material, maybe a candy bar, and if you're extremely lucky, you might find some matches. But odds are, you'll usually find nothing. There are a couple different room layouts, but regardless, it doesn't matter much. Each will have a bed, and mostly nothing else. The first special bunker we got is the Stockpile Bunker, which is themed around food. This bunker will have a small little room around the entryway, and then a large kitchen that has a bed in it. It will contain a lot of food along with various other items. I won't spoil exactly what you can find. After all, what's the fun in finding treasure if you already know everything that's in there? But I will cover the highlights. In this bunker, you can expect to find things like 10,000 plus kcals of various food items, some fire starting supplies, maybe some high-value clothing items, and maybe even some tools. The real highlight items of this bunker, though, is that you'll be guaranteed to get a distress pistol with flares, and you're going to find the Prepper's Pie recipe card. Plus, you'll find much more on top of that as well. This bunker's abandoned version will have very little furniture and loot, but it will still contain the Prepper's Pie recipe card, making this one of the only bunkers that's still really worth finding if you're playing on Interloper. Next up is the Hunting Bunker, themed around, you'll never guess, hunting. This bunker will either be a small room around the entry ladder, which then leads into a larger room, or a larger L-shaped room. Regardless of the layout, it'll be decorated with things like mounted antlers, maybe some taxidermy. You'll find good storage, a bed, and a workbench. Some of the things you can expect to find in this bunker are a variety of tools, some cured crafting materials, lantern fuel, some clothing, but the real highlight item here is that you'll find the Hunter's Revolver, plus much more. The abandoned version of this bunker will have one of those similar layouts, but as we mentioned before, it'll contain abandoned loot, meaning mostly nothing, and there's no special thing like a recipe card to find in this one. The final bunker type is the Conspiracy Bunker. This bunker is themed around, well, a conspiracy nut, and actually has two separate layouts with different loot in each one. The Conspiracy Bunker Type 1 has two smaller rooms which is connected by a longer hallway. Inside, you'll find a messy, disorganized space with papers plastered up on every wall. This bunker has some pretty well-rounded loot. You'll find things like a variety of clothing, food and water, variety of tools, first aid, a hunting rifle, some ammunition, and a gold nugget. An entirely useless item, but it's a fun collectible. Conspiracy Bunker Type 2 is one larger room with shelves and boxes haphazardly thrown around, and loose supplies scattered all over. Like the Type 1 Conspiracy Bunker, this bunker has papers lining every wall. Inside, you'll find things like a variety of clothing, some loose food, variety of tools, hunting rifle and ammo, or a survival bow and arrows, and a revolver and ammo. Plus, some more as well. Make sure you check the room diligently, because there's a safe hidden behind the boxes and shelves with high-value contents. This safe can possibly contain the gold nugget, but unlike the Type 1 Conspiracy Bunker, it's not guaranteed. Like the other bunkers, the abandoned version will be a abandoned-looking version of one of the previous layouts. And just like the hunting bunker, this one won't contain anything special inside while it's abandoned. Alrighty, treasure hunters, strap into your mucklucks and grab your packs, cause I've got the maps all at the ready and we're heading out for those bunker locations. I'm gonna meet you guys at an easily identifiable landmark and then I'll guide you from there. Starting in Forlorn, Muskeg, you want to make your way to the Old Spence family homestead. Once you're there, head up the hill towards the edge of the region, and then take a left once you pass this rock. There'll be a little path around a bend. Follow that path, and you'll be seeing the bunker hatch in no time. Next up, Mountain Town, where we will be starting at the entry bridge into the town of Milton. From here, you want to follow the road for a good while. You can cut corners if you know where you're going, but if you don't, just stick to that road. Eventually, you'll come across this bridge with a bunch of cars on it, overlooking a waterfall. Before continuing, be careful. A bear den is located right across the bridge, and it will roam the area. Keep an eye out for it through the next couple of steps. Cross that bridge, and then keep following the road for a little bit. Shortly after passing this car, a path will open up to the right. Follow that path to a cave and then enter it, officially getting you out of the zone where you have to worry about the bear. The cave you're now in is very short and straightforward, so just make your way through it, and once out the other side, follow the ledge you're now on until you find the bunker hatch. And just to save you the time of running all the way back, you can actually just goat down the ledge right next to the bunker, and you'll find yourself on the path that's leading to the plane crash. So if you just take that path in the direction of Milton, you'll be there very quickly. The Hush River Valley bunker is going to be a bit of a tougher journey, and you'll want to make sure that you bring a hatchet because the final part of the path is blocked by scrub bushes that can only be broken down with a hatchet. We're going to be starting just outside the transition cave into Mountain Town. You're going to follow the path forward and keep following that path for a while. You'll eventually cross over two fallen tree bridges, at which point the path will open up to have a spot that goes back down towards the basin or straight ahead of you. You're going to want to keep going straight, following the path along the cliff face. Duck under this fallen tree, and then you'll see another fallen tree bridge right next to a rope climb. Goat down the hill just before the tree bridge, and then climb the rope. Once at the top, you'll be in an open area that expands both to the left and right. Follow this path to the right for a while. After a bit of walking, you'll eventually find the scrub bushes I mentioned earlier. Break one apart and move through, where you'll find another fallen tree bridge. After crossing that bridge, keep walking straight until this ledge here smooths out. Then take a left down the hill, and boom, Prepper Bunker. This bunker is also right next to where we started, so you can goat down and head out of the region right away if you wish. Mystery Lakes Cache is much less intensive to find, but it can be a little bit tricky to find the exact landmarks along the way. We're going to start at the southern fishing cabins, and then continue south towards the rope climb. You can climb the rope, but instead, follow the path that I take here as it's much more direct and spares you the fatigue cost of climbing the rope. There aren't as many clear landmarks here, as you can see from me making a wrong turn or two, but you'll want to stay towards the right of this hill without falling off of it, and make your way towards the birch trees. As long as you stick to that, you'll find the bunker hatch in no time. For the Bleak Inlet bunker, you're going to want to start right outside the transition that goes into Ravine. Make your way down to the lake below and start along the path that goes to the lookout tower. But just after you get past this rock right here, take a left, and then another left after you pass this rock. Then head straight up this path and you'll find yourself at the bunker. Pleasant Valley's Prepper bunker is a bit of a walk, but nothing too bad. But keep in mind that there will be a bear roaming around the very end of the trail, so keep an eye out. For this one, we're actually going to start at the aforementioned Joplin's bunker. From there, walk over this hill and continue to travel along the path near the wall of the region. You'll be walking this way for a while. Keep on going and keep an eye open on the wall of the region for this cave, which will also likely be a bear den. Once you've spotted it, then that's your cue to deviate from the path and head up to this hill to your left. Once on top of that hill, walk a short bit forward while hugging the rock to your left and you'll find the bunker hatch. For Timberwolf Mountain, we're going to start at the plain wing that's just to the east of the mountaineer's hut. From there, you're going to want to head down the path leading away from the clearing and towards the tree bridge. Once you've crossed that tree bridge, walk straight and then turn left after the rocks to the left clear out. You should see a steep hill. Walk towards it like I'm doing here, and then take a right and walk directly up the hill right before you reach this fallen tree. Once you reach the point that the fallen tree disappears into the snow, turn right and you'll see the hatch right there. Blackrock has a very simple path to its prepper cache. Just be aware that you'll be walking through not only a couple Timberwolf pack zones, but also a cougar's territory, so make sure you're careful. Other than that, this is probably going to be the simplest one, apart from Forlorn Muskeg. All you have to do is start at Bricklayer's Retreat, which is this little house on the lake. It looks like a disheveled, destroyed mountaineer's hut. Then follow the wall of the region north until you run into the road. Follow that road all the way to the collapsed mine bridge, then do a 180 and walk a couple steps to run straight into the bunker. Alright, the most complicated one is definitely in Ash Canyon. It's a confusing region and it takes a while to become fluent in it. It's actually one of the few regions that I still occasionally have to use a map for. Navigating Ash Canyon deserves a whole video on its own, so let me know if you guys want me to make a video like that. With that said, we're going to be starting at the Climber's Cave, which, courtesy of some bugs from the graphics update, looks as pale as a vampire's armpit. I'll do my best to describe the landmarks here, but they can be pretty vague, so if you're having trouble, make sure you watch where I go closely. Leave the cave, and then take a right after this rock disappears into the ground. Then walk straight into this little overhang area. Walk under that overhang and then drop down onto this ledge. It is a one-way path, so make sure that you don't need to go back for anything before you drop down. Once you've dropped, continue to follow the path and cross this fallen tree bridge. Keep on following the path after the bridge until it splits in two directions. Take the path to the right, and after a couple of steps, you'll see the bunker hatch. Alrighty guys, that's absolutely everything you'll need to know about prepper caches in the long dark. We've been able to locate all of the bunkers, and in doing so, sniffed out all of the glorious treasure. So let's bid Snowbeard adieu as he returns to his eternal slumber, happy that his treasure is being put to good use. I hope that this video was helpful, and if you have any questions or requests, then let me know down in the comments. If you liked the video, then like the video. It helps out the channel a great deal. If you want to see gameplay from me, then go sub to my gameplay channel, link in the description. At the time of recording, there isn't anything up on there yet, but I plan on getting a new 100-day series out to you guys very soon. If you want to see more of my videos, then grab the nearest fish and slap that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, you're all amazing, and I'll see you in the next one.